Hey guys, I'm Two-Faced Teller and welcome to Doki Doki Literature Club. I hope you looked at the warning in the beginning because that is very important. Hey! I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Saori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long? We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Saori catch up to me. I overslept again, but I caught up to you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. Oh. Should real quick and say that I could name a character, and of course I named a character V. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. What's wrong, button? You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, V. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. Whatever you say, Saori. Hehe. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, V, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm really not interested in joining in any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did, in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Saori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. It's a good way to go. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. Shifty eyes. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright, alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. King's crosses. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. 'Cause it's easier that way? I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Saori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Saori. Saori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. I really like the shade of pink of her hair. Don't really care too much for the bow, though. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if I'm going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, Know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Saori. Yeah? There's no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Saori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please? Why do you care so much, anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Oh, well, that's it. Free food for cupcakes? I'm in. Don't make promises you can't keep. Is the anime club gonna give me cupcakes? Free cupcakes? I mean, I'll go, but there's no guarantee that I'll actually join. I can't tell if Sayori's really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine. I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. It was really good. Decision. I dejectedly follow Saori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Saori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the room. Well, welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Saori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You bring a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Ah, V, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. I only care about the one with the white ribbon. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. I can already see the pink-haired girl is of course the one who's gonna have the attitude problem. I don't think we're gonna get along. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. I don't like your face. I said it. We're gonna have some real friction here. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made the cupcakes, according to Saori. Not gonna acknowledge, just gonna eat the cupcake. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Saori says that quietly in my ear, then turns back toward the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Saori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monika, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, V. Monika smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. You rarely talk to her? She's cute! Monika was probably the most popular girl in class. Oh, okay, now I see a reason not to. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. Yeah. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monika. Come sit down, V. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. What a brat. Then, how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Saori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monika and one space next to Saori. Natsuki and Yuri walk up to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Saori. No! I want to sit next to Monika, you bastard! Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! Whoa! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. Aw, snap! The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Heh, well, you know. You has to have one redeeming quality, I guess. Just hurry and take one. Saori grabs one first, and Monika, I follow. It's delicious. Saori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. I destroy the cat! The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Haven't heard this somewhere before. Made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did. Saori said... Well, maybe. But not for you. But not for, you know, you dummy. Alright, alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. I also just realized... Is it also like a weird trope kind of thing for like the purple-haired girl to be the sort of like quiet one? Can you keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? Why always tea? Ugh, I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. Why does everyone enjoy tea? What is so great about tea? I can't stand it. No amount of sugar is gonna make me like it. I say that, but I drink sugary, like, green tea and stuff. It has to have, like, the perfect amount. If I just make it, like, how you would normally make it and then add sugar, it never turns out right. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monika raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? Saori made me. I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monika that I was practically dragged here by Saori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Saori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monika, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Were you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing around the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monika really is a great leader. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in this club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we can graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monika must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were also delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So V, what kind of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I muttered quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. Yeah, I can see that being... I mean, I agree. I would definitely read something like that. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. I desperately grasped something I can relate to at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. You could have agreed. Manga does the same thing. It's not as... It doesn't usually explain itself in words. It uses pictures, but it still can create a complex world. You could relate to that, unless you're not the type to read stuff like that. Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you. I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! And give that back! Fine, fine. Your cupcakes, your poems... Something you do is just as cute as you are. Saori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders. I'm not cute! Natsuki, you write your own poems? I suck at writing poems. Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet. I understand why how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Aw, I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay. I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. No! That's like the worst thing you can ask me to do. Hate poetry. When I have to do it. The next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yay! Let's do this! Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, V? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. Huh? What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Saori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But... I'm sorry, I thought... Huh. You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. They're all so cute, I can't... How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? This is... If writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. I am a sad, sad man. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes! I'm so happy! Saori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for cupcakes, I would be super pissed. I would have just came for cupcakes. I would have took the whole tray and I would have left. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Do I have to sign any papers? The thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. V, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. I can't do cutesy laughs. I can't do that, man. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey V, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right. Saori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after school for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Saori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monika. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Don't join the club with the goal of being, maybe if I get together with one of the girls. Have fun with it. Think about the literature. Just have fun. Alright. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. Don't think first relationship in the lover sense. Think first the relationship in the friendship sense. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Some good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. I want to do Monika. Let's see. I don't know how this works. So... I think everyone in the club is so vibrant. They make me feel peaceful. It's like it is as if they are heaven sent. It makes my heart go Doki Doki. I just realized Monika isn't in here, and I think depending on which ones you click, they might jump higher, and I wasn't paying attention to that. But whatever, I'm just gonna make up stuff. They make my heart go Doki Doki, and I hope that my judgment, that there may be a destiny with us together. For the I already forgot what I've been saying. To know that we have a destiny together would bring me comfort. As whether it is friendship or romance. God, if we did, like, some of these are so messed up. Will give me comfort, something about friendship and romance, and we will build a family together. And we'll build a family together and embrace this world. It looks like I'm getting a lot of Saori in here. We'll embrace into this world, but if we are just friends, then... I'll be kind of hurt, I guess? Well, I don't know why that was her. Though I'll be hurt. God. I will attempt to send her a Valentine and hope that will... Oh God, the word puppy is here. I need to say puppy. With a puppy on it. and hope that brings about a sensation of love. And peace. So that we can dance to the rhythm of my heartbeat. But my imagination is sort of bad when it comes to poetry. I'm feeling hopeless. Hi again, V. I'm hitting the wrong button again. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out.
Thanks for keeping your promise, V. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into the literature when you're not accustomed to it.
Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Saori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. Thanks, Saori. I clicked a lot of words unintentionally that were for you, and you're telling everyone me secrets? And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. V always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room.
How dependable.
Saori, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so?
You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous.
How come? You and V can become good friends too. Saori. As usual, Saori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh! Yuri even brought you something today, you know.
Wait, Saori.
Me?
Not really.
Don't be shy.
It's really nothing.
What is it?
Never mind. Saori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do?
Huh? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what.
Is that so?
Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be.
Alright. Well, here.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted.
How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she think I'll like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thanks. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book.
Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Saori and Monika are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried into a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Man. It looks like no one wants to be bothered today. I slump down into the nearest desk. Read the book! How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature-related by myself like this? I guess I could always read some of the book Yuri gave me. But I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I close my eyes and end up listening in on Sayori's conversation with Monika. We're probably gonna seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though. Well, we can't give up. The festival's our chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is the idea of a literature club sounds too dense and intellectual. But it's not like that at all, you know? We just need a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to the creative minds. That doesn't solve the problem, though. Huh? What do you mean? Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come in the first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? And after they come, we can do the thing to speak to their creative minds. What's this? Sayori's taking this really seriously. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this. Huh, that's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick? Always. What kind? Ah, well, I guess we could... Cupcakes! Good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that. And cookies. Just do sweets. Just do junk food. Just any kind of junk food. Ah, you're right. And maybe some healthy, just in case. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. That works out perfectly. That wasn't why you suggested it. Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. Cupcakes it is, then. I'm hungry. Same. Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself. I find myself smiling. In the end, Saori is still her usual self. But therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, Saori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I end up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. Ugh! I open my eyes to find Saori's face filling my vision. I nearly fall out of my chair. Hehe, sorry. Wait. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't the napping club. Does their school have a napping club? Because I would have joined that, like, instantly. Napping cupcakes. I think I'll take napping. You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in a club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know. You'll need to get used to it. Don't say that out loud. You're gonna embarrass me in front of all the pretty girls. I glance over my shoulder to see if Monika overheard. It's true, though. Yeah. I know. You're always looking out for me, Saori. Hehe. It's what I do best. That's a problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. Don't even clean your room. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you? Eh? Not every day. That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time? It's a secret. I knew it. Come on. At least give me the benefit of the doubt. I can't even do that. Look, Saori, it's written all over your face. Eh? Or all over you. Saori glances around her at first. How is it written all over me? You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look, your hair's sticking out all over here. I run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need a brush for this. My hair is just really hard to get right. I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either. And there's a toothpaste stain on your collar right here. I try to wipe the stain with my finger. But no one would ever notice that. Of course they would. Nobody's gonna tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I really don't care about that. Hey, you meanie. And you don't even keep your blazer button up. Seriously, Saori. Why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet? Huh? That's super mean. Sorry, but you'll thank me later. Start to button her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. I don't... There we go. Perspective! This is so funny. What is? Well, I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does these kinds of things. Huh? Don't say that! You'll make me feel weird about it, stupid. It's okay, though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you? I guess. Hey, be careful. Button might come off. Why is this one so hard to close? Struggle to fully close a button near her chest. Does this thing even fit you properly? Hehe. It did when I bought it. Ugh. If you ever button it, you would have noticed sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about? It means my boobs got bigger again. Don't say that out loud! Anyway, you look much better now, so... Why does it feel strange to see Sayori's blazer button up like that? But it's so stuffy. It's not worth it at all. Saori hastily unbuttons her blazer once more. Phew. That's so much better. Saori puts her arms out and twirls around. So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right? What kind of logic is that? And why are you saying that like it's a good thing? Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't even let you do things like this. And you take care of me better than anyone else would anyway. Yeah, but maybe you get a boyfriend who takes care of you better than I do. And then it gives me more time to laze around. So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned. Stop saying all these embarrassing things. Huh? I didn't say anything embarrassing. Jeez. Well, anyway, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier. Only if you focus on going to bed earlier. Fine, fine. It's a deal. I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves. Yeah, I guess so. Huh. So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning. You're doing it again, Saori. Aw, but I was joking this time. Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes. Okay, everyone. Huh? Monika suddenly calls out. Why don't we share the poems we wrote now? Oh no! I don't remember what my poem was. I was just thinking of words and I didn't write anything down. Yay! V, I can't wait to read yours. No. No one gets to read mine. Yeah, same. I failed to sound enthusiastic, but Saori still trots away to retrieve her poem. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well now, Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Saori and Monika enthusiastically pull out their poems. Saori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Whom should I show my poem to first? Show it to Monika! I should start with Monika. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem and I want her to know I'm putting in effort. Hi, V. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, have you ever have any suggestions for the club, like at new activities or things we can do better? I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'd be afraid to bring things up. Much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, V. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem. Then I immediately run out of the room. Mm-hmm. I like this one. It makes me think of something Saori would like. Is that so? You and Saori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sorts of things in common. Well. We may be good friends, but Saori and I are actually really different. Well, that may be the case. But maybe there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, it seems like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you'd think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem. Sure you're not reading into it too much? It could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has kind of a gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too? Yeah, that's totally unexpected. Well, to each their own, and you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased toward their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's 'cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. You see. Well, let's read it then. And it's the darkest thing I've ever read. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend, I'll never know I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas. Already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything, a hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. Oh. Slides the paper. Puts elbows on desk. Monika, do we have to talk about something? should I suggest a few things? Like, maybe shoving a long needle into the hole, maybe? Or, I can give you a water gun filled with, like, pepper. I can, a laser pointer, I can give you that. I can get some cement. I could throw that in there. Just, just little suggestions.
So, what do you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. You imbecile!
It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
What was the inspiration behind this one?
Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yes, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway.
Monika, I'm serious. I will give you stuff if you need it.
Here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later.
I try to do that, but I'm really bad at what I do.
Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
Whom should I show my poem to next? I'm gonna go in order of who I like, and it's Yuri next. Am I predictable? Maybe. Maybe not. Yuri, oh, too close. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading.
Oh. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking.
It's fine, don't force yourself.
I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it.
So it's that bad.
No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry.
Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying?
Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The idea results in that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different writing skills, and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though.
Biased how?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Here we go. Ghost under the light. Why is everybody writing about scary things? The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the tests of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air of the purest of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back.
I'm sorry. I have such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read.
How'd you know? Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting's pretty.
Huh? That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive.
It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Actually, this story isn't about a ghost at all, V.
Really? I must have totally missed the point. Sam's.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. And soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying.
I'm counting on you.
Next. Oh my goodness. This is so good, V. Huh? I love it. I had no idea you were such a good writer. Saori, you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. Especially when it comes to poetry. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either. Jeez. Yuri's opinion was way more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it? Huh? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know? So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's a V poem. And that makes it feel extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it. Saori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Saori. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, V. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know. Trying new things like this for the other people. That's something that only really good people do.
Thanks, Saori. I'm not sure Saori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then.
Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. And Saori. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No. Just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. Came out nice, or how should I put it? Sounds just like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially that last line.
I made eggs and toast.
Oh man, you're making me hungry. Even though you were late to school?
It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
Hehe. This was so much fun. Monika's the best.
Yeah.
The next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I look forward to it. And last but not least... Ugh, voice crack.
Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you.
That's a little blunt.
Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions.
My poem was full of emotions, thank you very much. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes.
Do you want to get smacked?
I'll pass.
Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it.
Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try. Well, that's about it.
Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. I actually didn't like it. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people didn't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, guess not. Decided to humor her with that last comment.
I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. It was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. Ugh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Saori and Monika are happily chatting. My eyes laid on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration, meanwhile Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language?
Huh? Did you say something?
No, oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns a poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? Ugh. I'm losing my voice.
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? I can't do Natsuki's voice like the way I want to right now. Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
Huh. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Saori liked it, and V did too. So based on that, I'd gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all...
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet.
Neither of these two can take criticism.
And if V liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it.
Hey, whoa there! Don't use me in your little debacle or whatever here. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress your new member, Yuri.
That's not what I... You're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that V appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.
Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as V started showing up. Oh, jeez! I need to get out of here!
Natsuki!
Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you! I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly both girls turned toward me, as if they just noticed I was standing there. Then I quickly booked it, because I didn't want to have anything to do with this.
V. She's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Let me explain this to her, V.
Wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessary limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, V?
Well... How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. Whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. Saori, help me! Okay. Real talk. Natsuki and Yuri are both correct in a way. Writing, especially in poetry, and actually, you know what? All writing, whether it's convoluted or very simplistic, it doesn't really matter. You can both get something out of both of them. There's writing, which has the complex areas of it where you have to think a little more and then you begin to realize certain aspects of it. And then there's like the simplistic ones where you're just like, oh hey, I understand this thing. It's like children's writing has like the simplistic stuff. Some of the more adult ones have very complex, but even in adult literature, literature for older people, it can be simplistic in a way. And if you do something right, you can even do that with children's stuff. It really doesn't matter which way you go. Do what you want. You're both right. Help me, Saori. Natsuki glared at me, drying up any words I had in my mouth. So instead I turned to Yuri. Yuri? But Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Saori! Eh? Yeah. Everyone's fighting is making Saori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? B. Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her.
I agree. It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings into our conflict.
Yeah, unless Saori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being.
She would never. It's your immaturity that's made her upset in the first place.
Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody likes... Stop! Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Because...
Well...
Also, Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Big and beautiful. Yeah! Saori stands triumphantly. Monika stands behind her with a bewildered expression.
I'll make some tea.
Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So this is why Sayuri is vice president, I whisper to Monika. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader and I can organize things. But I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me. Nah. It's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either.
Well,
I guess that just means Saori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she? You could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get herself hurt. That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monika smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little more. I thought Monika was an option, but I'm not sure anymore, because it looked like with the poem thing, there was only 3 of them showing up. And since I already made my poem unintentionally go to Saori, I guess we're gonna do Saori stuff. Though, let's talk about that little argument that they had, that little quarrel. I would feel really bad if I actually took sides, because both sides are right. It doesn't matter which way you go, simple or not. So it's kind of mean to choose sides. Anyway, this is coming out to be fun, and I can see where some of the darkness is gonna come in. There's some of those options were a little, And I'm kind of curious what would happen if I made an entire poem that was just me being dark and edgy. The edgelord that I truly am will one day seep out, and everyone will know. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm having fun, and I hope you're having fun, and I apologize immensely for how terribly I'm doing these voices. I'm so used to doing the Amnesia Boy voices where I don't have to go that high. And so trying to do that is kind of hurting me a little bit. I didn't want to make Natsuki's voice too grating, but considering that I couldn't even get it to the proper tone, I don't know if it's that great until I listen back. It's gonna be really bad. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day. Have a good night. Bye-bye.